Hello and welcome to the Books Crypto Club weekly catch-up on Zoom. It's Sunday the 31st of October 2021, which in England means it's Halloween night and everyone's going around firing fireworks and taking pumpkins around scaring people. Let's see what scary things we've got to do with crypto this week, where we're going to be talking about blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, stable coins, yield farming, or whatever else ends up being a topic of conversation, really. These weekly sessions are open to all. We cover all sorts of interesting things. So do remember, click that like button, or even better, smash the subscribe. Come and join us. Come along to an actual event one week. If you're a novice or an expert, doesn't really matter. We welcome everybody to either share your information, your knowledge, your experience, or if you have questions that you'd like to bring along, and come and join us one week. So we've got no idea what we're actually going to talk about specifically. It really depends upon who shows up. So let's see who's going to come and join us today.
Yeah.
Hey, good evening to you.
Good evening.
Hey, thanks for coming along and joining us today.
Yeah, I was just in the pub playing Halloween games, but I had to cut it short. I said I need to go to the Zoom meeting because I have some questions, and maybe these guys. I don't know because it's the whole crypto area. Some people know everything about one aspect, and some people know everything about something else. So
yeah, well, this is one of the reasons why I set this group up, is that you can bring in people who've got different areas of expertise, who can all add to their knowledge and information. So we'll see how many people come and join us, because I think a few others might be out trick-or-treating right now.
Okay, yeah, so that's why I have to sit in the dark so that kids don't come ringing my doorbell, because I have nothing for them.
Yeah, that's fair. I have a kind of similar thing, that we turn all the lights out and hope that they go away. That kind of thing. So
exactly.
That's good. Oh, and see, we've got Paul's joined us as well. Hey, Paul. Hey, Paul, can you hear us okay? Hey.
Yeah, hi, how you doing?
Hey, good, thanks. Thanks for coming along tonight. Just saying, no idea how many people come along today, particularly with it being in England or the UK or whatever, Halloween and whatever it's called, 31st of October. So there might be a few people out trick-or-treating tonight. So good of you to join us. And is that T as well? T joined us?
Hi, Gary. Yes, I've just found out. This is my first session.
Excellent, cool. Well, I think I don't recognise any of the names here this evening.
No, it's my first as well.
Excellent, great. So welcome aboard, everyone. We never really know how these sessions are going to go. They're open to anybody, and some weeks we get some real experts who come and join us. Other weeks it's actually been a one-to-one before now, where it's been like a fireside chat with me and one other person, and it really varies. So it's totally open to what you all want to discuss, or what you want to learn about, or what you want to share in knowledge, that kind of thing. It's completely open on that. The only thing is it's not intended as a sales opportunity. So if people have come along today to say, hey, I've got this great crypto mining contract opportunity that I'd love to sell you, and I can guarantee it'll earn you X% per hour, or whatever, this is not the place for you. So Tom, we'll start off then. Ellen, tell us what brings you along today.
Okay, I've been dabbling in crypto since January. Actually, I was an existing member. Well, he was a member of your group who passed away, and I used to know him. So I checked on his Facebook, and the last post he had was, Bitcoin is going to hit $100,000 this year. And I'm like, okay, well, if anything, I'll do it for him. So I started off Coinbase, probably £100, buying a bit, selling a bit, making $20, being really happy. But of course, that got boring really quickly. Then I started doing Binance and Huobi, had the exchanges, made quite a bit of money on some things. And then I discovered PancakeSwap, and pretty much, I think since March, it's been the Binance Smart Chain for me all along.
Okay, so it sounds like even though you only started this in January, you very quickly got to quite an advanced level there of doing things like yield farming and PancakeSwap now.
Yeah, yield farming, staking. I mean, oh, hang on. Oh no, trick and treaters. Okay, no, go away, go away. Yeah, so staking, goose finance, you know, making tons of money, losing tons of money. Then BSC pads that I got into really early, but only for like 100 BSC pads. So it was absolutely of no use. If I'd known in advance, like for the 30 cents that I bought it initially back in March or April, if I invested a bit more, I would have had hundreds of thousands of dollars now. But I've never had enough. So BSC pads, I had 2,500 by the time that I had that. None of the IDOs that I was interested in, I would get some airdrops, and I made tons of money on that, but I never had like some big gains.
Okay.
Then I decided.
I was going to quickly offer to anyone who's on tonight, more than happy to talk about whichever coins or whatever you're interested in. Because I do publish this on a YouTube video, it's probably as well to not mention just how much you've got invested.
Oh God, not
simply
much.
through the very simply. But it's funny because if you'd have bought what was a £1,000 of Doge coin or whatever 12 months ago, you'd now be a gazillionaire or something.
I had $8 in FEG back in March or April when it first started.
Okay.
It went up to $800. I thought, oh, wait another day. Next day, $160. I sold. It would have been like 2 months later, would have been like $20,000.
Wow,
ridiculous! I seem to buy. I seem to buy at the wrong time. I seem to sell at the wrong time. And the reason for being here now is, I don't know if anyone knows a lot about MetaMask and all these bridges between Binance Chain and ETHPad. I've got some coins that are somehow in limbo somewhere, and I haven't got a clue how to add it to MetaMask, and it's just not showing up. So
okay, well,
I don't know if anyone does.
maybe we can see if anyone's got any experience on that. I was going to quickly say, if you are consistently getting it wrong, then that's great. And I was going to ask you, could you do me a favor and just let me know what trades you're doing next, so I can do the opposite?
Yeah, the opposite.
And we'll do really well.
Yeah, the biggest fail I had was KickPad, which went up to $4.50, and I didn't have enough to participate. And then it dropped, and now it's 2 cents, but I've got 5,000 of them.
Okay, yeah. Well, one day it might all suddenly change. It has bumped up or whatever. We'll see. Yeah. Okay, so I was going to just say, I see Paolo's joined us as well. Hey, Paolo.
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Hey, good. Yeah,
nice to be here.
I think it's all new people this evening. I'm not quite sure which channel, whatever, people picked up on this, but it's open to everyone. If you've got any questions or if you want to share anything, just throw it in and I'll try and pick it up. Alan was just asking if anyone's got any experience of, was it Mew that you're looking at in terms of the wallets, Alan?
No, MetaMask.
MetaMask,
yeah, I have on Etherscan, I've got $300 worth of tokens, but I can't add them to MetaMask because it just keeps twirling around and thinking about it. And it's not a fake coin, it's a real one.
And normally when I'm adding coins to a MetaMask, like I think I'm sure you heard of the website CoinGecko.
Yeah.
Like the token from CoinGecko to the MetaMask. I'm not sure if that's the way you're adding your token to it.
The thing is the token was originally on Binance Chain, and in order to stake it, I need to get it on the Ethereum blockchain, which it had a bridge, and the bridge worked, cost me an absolute fortune to bridge it. And it's now somewhere in the Etherscan, and I can't get it onto my MetaMask, and it's frustrating me.
So it was almost like, was it stuck halfway through the transaction bridging?
It's on the Binance Chain Etherscan, or you can switch to the Ethereum blockchain on that one. There I can see it fine, but I can't stake using Binance Smart Chain.
Can you see it on the Ethereum Etherscan?
Yeah.
You can, so that's good. So that's good.
Yeah,
that at least means it's there. It's not moved elsewhere. It's just that you can't get MetaMask to see it, kind of thing?
It's been 2 weeks. I've emailed. They say, oh, you need to switch it to Ethereum. Yeah, I know that. I'm not stupid.
Yeah.
But
I'm just wondering, because I only use MetaMask for managing NFTs. So I have it hooked into other things, but I know sometimes is what you've got, is it a token? It's like an ERC20 token.
Yeah, it
okay.
is.
So if I remember correctly, sometimes when you import those in some way, if I remember this correctly, there's something like you have to get the number of decimal places right or something.
It did ask for that, and I did put 18 decimal places, which it had.
Okay.
But maybe I'll play around with
remember
that
now
a
on
bit.
the, I think you might have tried it on the Etherscan. If you look for the name of the token, it will tell you how many decimal places you have.
Yeah.
I think it tends to be 18 for most of them, I think. But it's worth checking that, because I know some people who they've gone through like ICOs and that they've purchased tokens and then they've gone onto an exchange and they can't see them, and the instruction usually is how to import them to do the number of decimals and the token name and a few other things. So might be worth. I don't know. Does anyone else have any experience of tokens on MetaMask? No, I'm seeing blank faces.
Perspective, you could try to import the wallet, like if you're using Google Chrome, for example, you can try maybe importing the wallet to Firefox and then try to see if it's a bug.
I'm just so freaking out with all these wallets and the Etherscan, and the moment you click on something, they take half your money. So I try to do it as little as possible with my wallets. What I have works normally, except this one.
But all you're trying to do is that the crypto exists on the Ethereum blockchain, which is great. All you're trying to do is get your wallet to hook into it in a way. So there shouldn't be any costs or anything like that. It should just be getting it to recognize it. So well, maybe if anyone else has any ideas, we can come across that, or if anyone else joins us later on, we'll see if any of those have got any other experience. That'd be good. So T, what brings you along today?
Hi everyone. I found this session on Meetup very recently, and I've been searching up crypto online because I'm sort of a beginner. I'm trying to understand the technology. It's been fascinating to me with this whole year, and how technology's rapidly grown, and how crypto's become such a relevant story nowadays, especially in the tech side. Understanding the technology behind crypto, the trend behind crypto, and sort of putting everything together to make sense of it all. I myself haven't invested that much. I've sort of read up on Ethereum and a few other popular cryptocurrencies. And I know that NFT is very popular at the moment, so I'm trying to get my head around NFT at the moment.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm pretty much a beginner, starting from the bottom, and hoping to learn some from all of you guys here.
Cool. Well, I've been in this space for about 6 or so years. But my background actually started in blockchain, which is the underlying technology underneath crypto. And I actually didn't get into crypto for a year or so. So I was actually into the blockchain layer and what it could do. And I avoided crypto for about a year, and then there's no escape. You end up getting involved in it type thing. And that's why I set this group up originally, because when I first started with like creating a wallet and making my first purchase and then getting a hardware wallet, and so it all feels very, very, I'm not sure if I'm doing this right. And that's where I actually set a group up to talk about this, and so we could share experiences. So if you've got any questions, no matter how simple they might seem to you, you'll probably find someone else will go either, oh yes, I wanted to know that, or yeah, I remember when I had that. So no problems if you get stuck. On the NFT side, I'm an advisor to several projects around NFTs. So yeah, happy to chat about that space as well, which is NFTs is the latest craze in crypto, I would say. And you'll find
not much you can say about,
But crypto is crazy enough. Crypto, if you draw it on a chart, it's got these weird cycles of madness. But within each of those, you find every couple of years or every year there's a new fad. So like 2017, 2018 was crypto and Bitcoin when it exploded. Then you had the ICO craze, which was the initial coin offerings, all these new companies. So that was a craze. Then there were STOs, security tokens. Then there was DeFi. Now there's NFTs. And the next one's probably going to be NFTs with the metaverse. And we've probably all seen Facebook's announcement last week that they're rebranding themselves, or their parent company is Meta. And that's all to do with the metaverse now.
Not going to work, you know.
Exactly. So.
There was also talks of them trying to avoid their tax bills that are coming up in the future.
Well, I wonder who's going to be.
And they've branded it very well, yeah.
I'm beginning to wonder who's going to be the first virtual tax authority. Who tax people in the virtual world. But Paolo, you've got a bit more experience, have you? You seem to know a couple of things before on MetaMask.
Not much. I mean, I started this year, but I've heard of crypto for quite a few years, but I guess like a lot of people just thought of, it's too complicated, it's just too expensive. So I didn't know you could actually buy a portion of Bitcoin until early this year, and that's how I kind of started to just definitely need to get into it. So I started just reading about it and looking to what the big ones are doing, like XRP was one of the 8, and some of the meme coins as well, which is a
yeah.
Gosh, those are massive, you know, especially SHIB coin. I'm glad I had it. You know.
I have thousands of shit coins that are all worth absolute billions of them, and it's worth like 0.0000 cents.
I think I'm more into mining. Like I do have a few mining projects going on. I'll get into Helium project in March.
Okay.
Doing all right. I have like 2 holes, and there's one named Planets. It's a Planet Watcher. I don't know if you guys have come across it, which is a really, really interesting project. You know, so what they do is they do air quality checks, and like they give you this device that you can have at your home. It's about the size of a phone. So like you monitor the air quality of your house, and then you give this data to like this company, and like they use this data to collect it, similar to how Helium's doing at decentralized. So they collect all this air quality data and like sell to governments and like cities to improve the the quality and stuff. But they want to move to air, to water, and like other things as well.
Wow.
But you get like about 23 tokens a day, and the token is about 30 cents, so it's about $7. But it used to be like 35 cents last week, and it's definitely check it out. It's a Planet Watcher. It's a really, really interesting project, you know.
That's a good one then. And what you said right at the beginning as well probably ties in with, as I was saying to T before, about no silly questions and that, where you're saying about you thought you couldn't afford crypto originally. Because I do training and lectures and all this kind of stuff. And I remember I did something with the university a few years ago where I was talking about Bitcoin and how it worked and that kind of thing. And one of the students came up to me afterwards and she said, well, this all sounds really, really good, but I don't really see the point of us learning about this because I can't afford to buy a Bitcoin. And I said, that's interesting. So something I hadn't thought of was that people hadn't realized that, you know, Bitcoins and other crypto are divisible. And so just like you don't have to buy a gold ingot, you can buy a tiny sliver of gold. And the same with Bitcoin, you can buy Satoshis as opposed to a whole Bitcoin. I said, oh no, you can buy like £20 or £100 or whatever. And it really brought it home to me that even though I've been teaching people this for a few years, that is something I'd never remembered to mention or even thought of mentioning. So that's a really good one. So good, great. So that's really useful. Yeah. Paul, tell us more about yourself.
Well, firstly, sadly, I've got 8% on my battery, so I'm going to cut off at any stage. So I haven't planned that well. I've been watching your events probably since May or June time.
Cool.
Which was when I started getting into investing. Actually, May the 7th, which was about the all-time high on everything, as I found out a few days after that.
Okay. It happens, yeah. T's smiling there and nodding, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't regret it really, because I think having a dog in the fight was the best way to learn, really.
Yeah.
It kept me interested. It kept me invested in the space. I kept buying and buying and buying and buying. So that ultimately brought my average price down. Some still haven't recovered to what I paid at, but then others, yeah, I've done okay at. I've kind of always had kept to the, well, apart from those early few days, kind of kept to the top 30, 40, 50 projects. Apart from this week, where I've gone meme coin crazy. Just for the fun of it, really, because
you never have enough of them, you know.
Yeah.
I found what was happening with everything else. It was still going up, but there was just nothing exciting happening. Even when it was going down and down and down every day, at least it was a bit of excitement.
Well, the good thing for you as well is that if you've bought at the peak and then you've lost, then you've learned a really, really important lesson, which is that it's very easy to lose money in this space.
Yeah, for sure.
And the thing, I always say that's just an expensive training course you've been on, because I know some people who have come in when it was low and they've only seen it going up, so that they've done really, really well. And they think that's because they're experts. And it's like, no, you've just happened to come in at the right time. That was through that was not skill or judgment or anything. And I hate it when I now see some of these people teaching other people about their prowess and expertise and that. It's like, guys, you just came in at the right time. You didn't judge it. So anyway, sorry, Paul, you were saying, carry on.
On the flip side, probably June, July, I got into the likes of Quant at, I don't know what it was, £30, £35, Polkadot at £8. So yeah, some of those have done pretty nicely over the months. Yeah.
I always say Polkadot's worth watching simply because it's something quite different to most of the other cryptocurrencies or crypto tokens, because it's around interoperability and a whole lot more. It's a fascinating area there.
Well, it's difficult because when you research things, everyone says do your own research and so on, which I try to. But if you don't understand the concept and the terminology, I can read the white paper on Polkadot or Harmony One or whatever, but they may as well be talking a different language, to be honest. If you don't, I can read it. I can read. But if you don't understand what they're saying, then it makes not a lot of odds, really.
I've been to a couple of talks that Gav Woods, who's behind Polkadot, gave, and I struggled to understand half of what he was talking about. But then, in fairness as well, I've been to a few events that Vitalik's been at with Ethereum, and you know, I actually turned around to him after one event. So I met up with him later. I said, I think I understood about 10% of what you were talking about. And what was really funny was he didn't understand what I meant, because he's just on a completely different. He's on a completely different level. So yeah, I get that. And I've read the Polkadot white paper and trying to understand about things like Fisherman and the whole interoperability thing. It's like, yeah, it's quite crazy stuff. So yeah, we'll learn bit by bit. So T, did you say you had a question or something? You just along to learn?
Oh, no, I was just putting my hand up to say I was pretty much in the same position as Paul, where I started investing a little bit at the peak in May, around 6th or 7th of May. So yeah, I've been investing bits starting from May. Yeah.
Yeah, and I saw exactly the same as this happen in 2017. At the end of 2017, around about December 2017, people started getting really excited and Bitcoin was going up, and it eventually reached $20,000 at the time, which was quite a massive growth, and everyone piled into it. And then I think it was the last week of December, I don't know if Santa Claus came along and robbed the bank, but it plummeted down to, was it $3,000 or $8,000? It collapsed anyway. So I've seen this happen before, where it goes up and everyone gets into it. You get more and more hype. You get more and more experts appearing.
They've learned in May as well. Like, just take your profits. You know, if you're seeing in high, just like at least take the money that you invested in and just let it run as the house money, as they call it. You know. Yeah. So take the profits and whatever it's there. Just if you lose it, is there? You
I
know,
used to think if Bitcoin is plummeting, I quickly sell and then I buy. But then you realize after experiencing 1 or 2 dumps that everything dumps when Bitcoin dumps. So there's just nothing you can do. It's not like you can quickly sell and buy other stuff that's then going up, because it's all going to go down. And
it's about the greed and fear, isn't it?
Yeah, I started on the 4th of January, and within 2 weeks I had seen a major dump happening, and I was panicking. And now I just shrug my shoulders. Oh, I've lost $1,000. Well, fine. Next week I'll be back.
Yeah.
So you become people think, oh, how much money? Oh my God, aren't you worried? No.
Just for your lady there, before my battery does run out, with dealing with some meme coins this week, I had to get MetaMask and PancakeSwap.
Yeah.
I've noticed on the MetaMask, there's actually a drop-down bar at the top where you change the network, so you're changing.
Yeah, I do that. Yes. And you actually have to sign before you log on to whichever website you want to connect your wallet on. You have to change it already, and I do that. But it just doesn't. It just keeps twirling for in 2 weeks
so
now.
even if you're on the Ethereum mainnet, you're still not picking it up.
And then I click on tokens, and it goes to Etherscan, and I can see my token there. I just can't load it onto MetaMask. So
I don't know then.
No, and BSC packs, I emailed them, they were very useless. So I just don't know.
It's something that is fairly consistent across all crypto exchanges and whatever, but the level of service and support you get is typically either 0 or worse. Because providing support costs money. And they don't want to provide support because it's an overhead to them. So, well, maybe between us we can work it out. So,
I hope so.
We'll get there.
So my meme coins of the week had been, what did I get?
I thought he was going to
or DOGE. Then that seems to be the latest one.
Yeah, doggy coin.
Yeah.
Cat Girl was another one.
Which is that?
Cat Girl.
Okay.
Oh, that sounds fun. That I should get into because I like cats. That's been my reasoning with shitcoins. Oh, Vikings. Oh, I like the Vikings. Okay, I'll invest.
That's a bit like choosing greyhounds by which ones look pretty.
Yeah.
Sorry, Paul, you were saying.
It seems to be some sort of NFT collectible Pokemon card style thing.
Well, quite a few of them, like CryptoPunks, have been doing well, haven't they? Because CryptoKitties was the original NFT, and then CryptoPunks doing well. And then there was something this week, I saw about half a dozen record prices on some NFT somewhere. Sorry, what else were you saying, Paul, before you lose all your battery?
And Flocky was the other one, Flocky Inu.
Oh, yeah.
Which I saw one of your other members, Samuel. He posted a picture somewhere else of actually seeing some advertisements on London buses for Flocky Inu. So I'm sure you can pay for an advertisement for virtually anything if you've got the money to do it. But
and I think adverts in London are quite cheap at the moment as well. Before lots of people go back to working in London, I think they've discounted things. So that's interesting. And I think it's a shame Sam usually joins us on these, but I think he's out trick-or-treating this evening because I saw him in his makeup before. So.
Well, it'll be no costume, would it? No costume, no mask. Sorry, Samuel.
That'll be a good one. Well, thanks for sharing those, Paul. It's always worth looking at. And Paolo, are you into any particular things at the moment? Or you're saying you're into mining, so I guess I should show you my mug, which says I'm a blockchain miner.
Quite a nice mine, yeah. Just going back to the meme point, there was one that I came across today, but apparently it was popular this week. I'm not sure if you guys have watched a show called Squid Game on Netflix.
Yep.
So there's a coin named Squid, apparently based on the Squid Game, and just had massive gains from 14 cents to $30 in a week.
Yeah, I saw a report that said it gained thousands of percent, even though it's, and I'm not even sure, is it actually connected with the game?
Nah, probably not. You know, but it just shows that I guess the way the market moves. You know, like if it's something that's kind of trending in the moment, and it's something like the Elon Musk DOGE, you know, that it's moving. It doesn't make sense. These meme coins, you know, it's
no, it's really easy to make them as well. You can just come up with a name, and it's so easy to make them. I might be tempted to do one myself.
I'm literally only doing it for a little bit of fun. It's not my more serious investing. I put in 40 or £50 into each one of them, and if it loses, it loses. It doesn't particularly matter. But then there's real opportunity for it to go to 500.
I was a really early investor in SafeMoon, but I also pulled out really, really early. It's all those things. I'm like, oh, why did I do that?
Timing's important, isn't it?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, if you, Ellen, if you're thinking of doing your own meme coin, I did an interview a couple of weeks back with Radio London. Oh, sorry, BBC Radio London on the funnily enough, on a late night show where we were talking about cryptocurrencies and dogs. And it was actually about Dogecoin and Shiba, the Shiba Inu. And one of the people on the show asked me, well, does that mean we can end up with a cryptocurrency for each dog breed? So I know you're into cats. Maybe you could start a trend of like cat breeds or whatever as a new crypto. But if you're going to do that,
European short hair coin.
Yeah, but if you're going to do that, make sure you do an airdrop to this group first, so we can get benefit from it.
Yeah, I'm in a sort of cryptocurrency group with about 20 people, and the main girl got her wallet was wiped out, and they all working now on starting some sort of meme coins so she gets her money back. I haven't really checked up on them, but yeah, apparently it's so easy, and that's why there's so many of them.
Yep. Well, all you need to do is, and I say all you need to do, but I don't think it is that complex, is get the source code of another coin, edit it, create an entry in somewhere in Ethereum, I think it is, if you use an ERC20 token, and away you go. I remember Max Kaiser on Russia Today, where someone created a Max coin live on the show. And all it was, they just ran a script and away it went. So, is this all new to you, or are you hearing about these things?
No, I've heard of this, heard all of this before. But there are some terminologies that I need to sometimes maybe look up on. But I sort of get the idea, get the concept. And I am looking at some coins at the moment. One in particular that actually popped up this week was Wilder World. Wilder World is a metaverse gaming token.
Okay.
It's becoming very popular. Apparently, the use case for it is pretty interesting. It's developed into a 5D gaming platform, and now that we're seeing a lot of gaming tokens becoming very popular, and some are saying that some of the experts, they call themselves experts, are saying that gaming tokens are going to be the ones that are going to be leading the crypto world. So I don't know if that's going to be true, but if it is, Wilder World could be one of those tokens that could be competing with Axie Infinity.
I was going to just check up on that as to whether it's appearing on Binance or anything. I'm not seeing it at the moment, but because there are so many of these things. But I think you're right that I can't find that. That, you know, we were saying before about how it is with crypto, you get these kind of cycles where you have like ICOs and DeFi and that kind of thing. I'm seeing a sub thing within NFTs where originally it was around digital artwork, then it was around collectibles, so things like NBA Top Shots. Then it was around gaming, so as you say, Axie Infinity, all that kind of thing. And the current one seems to be around collectibles. So I guess CryptoKitties, CryptoPunks were those kind of things. But you're right that there's all these new things coming in all the time. And I'm seeing that there was a report on the NFT market space a few days ago from can't remember who did it now, but it's showing that the rate at which things are going up, but it's not everything's going up. So it's kind of like digital art went up and then dived away, and then collectibles went up and then dived away, but they're all kind of like growing buildings. So okay.
If I have an NFT, how would I sell them? Because I'm sort of in an NFT lottery where I might get one, and I would not know what to do with them.
So I've done a YouTube video on what an NFT is to begin with. I was going to do one on buying and selling, which I haven't done, but I am about to have published an article about making your own NFT and then how to buy and sell it afterwards. That's going to get published hopefully in the next few weeks.
Okay.
So when that comes out, I'll share details of that. It's within there's a money type magazine called Money Magpie that a lady by the name Jasmine Birtles runs, and she does all sorts of things about personal finance, home finance, and she and I have collaborated on a few things. And we're going to be doing one in the next few weeks on one of her blogs around NFTs. And that includes how to buy and sell them as well. And in fact, it even includes how to create your own. So if you don't win the auction, you can go and read this article on how to create your own NFT.
Because some are worthless probably, because there's probably loads of them now. Okay.
Well, a lot of them are worthless. But if enough people think they've got value.
Same with normal art, I suppose.
Yeah, well, I keep saying to people, I don't even know if I've got any of these left. If I say to people, oh yeah, here's one. Here's a token that some of you may have had these tokens. I don't know if you can make that out. Yeah. I don't know, what is it, a 20? If I say to people when I'm doing training, what is it that makes this worth £20? It's interesting. Well, anyone tell me? Well, what makes this worth £20?
It's the belief that people have in it.
It's the belief that enough people believe that enough other people think it's worth £20.
Yeah.
So if I hand this into Starbucks for my coffee, they're assuming that they'll then be able to hand it into someone else who will treat it as £20. So it's believing in it. So some of the NFTs, crypto punks and crypto kitties are probably great examples of it. That they're just JPEGs or digital files, which intrinsically are worth nothing. But if enough other people think they're worth something, then they're worth something.
I think they hold for the idea for them to just be worth more in the future, or they kind of actually.
And NFTs are crazy though, because all you own with an NFT is that you've got evidence that you are the owner of a digital asset. It doesn't mean you control the digital asset. It doesn't mean you've got exclusive use of it. It's a little bit like, I describe it almost of, it's like having a photograph of the receipt you've got for a piece of art.
Yeah, I've seen some videos for it as well.
Yeah, it's not the piece of art. It's a photograph of the receipt you've got to say that you've bought that piece of art. But the art world is quite crazy in its own way. And just having the bragging rights to be able to say that you can prove that you own something is incredibly powerful. So, madness. Right, any questions? I realise we've already whizzed through nearly 40 minutes into this session.
If you had $5,000, what would you do with it?
I never,
because I'm scared. I'm scared because the thing is like I pulled out of BSC Pets to buy into ADA Pets, where I'm at the lottery level, so it's a small chance that I get into an IDO, and in order to get a guarantee I need much more money, but I'm scared will it all collapse.
I would stake it on some coin, that something like an Algorand, not saying like invest everything in Algorand, but Algorand pays they have the governance thing that came out last month, that if you had staken during that time, you would get about 23% return for a year. And I think it's a good token as well, similar to XRP. very fast and it's very scalable. You can build
Because
on top of
I
it.
like staking. I don't understand mining. I don't understand blockchain. I like staking though. I do.
There's
No,
a lot of
so-
sorry, can I
going
just
on.
interrupt? Sorry, Ellen. So you mentioned staking. I'm actually trying to understand staking at the moment. So you could tell me a bit more about this. But
Okay.
how much? I mean, would you say it's worth at the moment staking Ethereum, for example?
Oh, I don't do Ethereum at all, but I had $3,000 probably ADA-PET, and in 2 weeks I got about 40 Cardano, which is $80, and I think that's quite a good return in 2 weeks. So that's the type of thing I like doing. Especially if you get.
Would you say staking is a long-term thing that you would be doing?
They have rules. The one I do is I think you have to stake for at least 8 to 12 weeks, otherwise you get a penalty. But if you pass that, you can unstake it and sell it. But it's got other benefits. I do BSC chain, so you've got I do the BSC pets and all their cronies, all their other pets. The ETH pets I still have in limbo. It's the one that I can't stake because I can't find it. But and the Velas pet I can't do because I'm on my work computer and it's blocked the website, and it's also a bridge, and I don't like that because then I might lose it again. But yeah, BSC pet and ADA pet, you stake, and by staking you get either a lottery on guaranteed allocation for an IDO. And I had a few small airdrops for $1 for a few tokens, and they are worth probably $1,500 now. So that's been really good. So I do like, I just do like those, and you get really good return as well, because with BSC pet you stake and you earn more BSC pets, but you get your IDOs and you get your, so I enjoy that. So that's the only thing I do at the moment.
I guess the thing to bear in mind with staking is that if you've bought a cryptocurrency and you're just otherwise just going to hold it and you're not going to do anything else with it, then as long as you consider the risk worthwhile of it being locked up or whatever, then you're just earning interest on it, which is quite nice. All I'll quickly offer is a few things. First of all, I never offer financial advice. Okay. So I will never offer recommendations or anything because I hate it if I'm wrong. That, you know, I'm not going to be the most loved person in the world. Also, I find that most people don't actually understand the market well enough in order to be able to give good quality recommendations. That they might be able to offer advice like, you know, don't risk too much, except that you could lose it all, blah, blah. All I do say, I always used to jokingly say this, but I mean it quite seriously as well, is that you should only listen to people who've achieved 3 things in crypto. And if they've achieved these 3 things in crypto, then they're worth listening to, okay? If they own their own Caribbean island and their own yacht and their own private jet, and they've got all of those through crypto, then listen to them. But anyone else has probably done really, really well through good fortune. There are some exceptions to that. There are some people, I know there are actually some good traders in that, but they are in the minority. And what you'll also find is that people become more and more willing to offer their expert advice as the price of Bitcoin goes up. So it's funny, the number of tweets you see and LinkedIn posts and everything like that. So people who are suddenly experts as crypto goes up in price. Anyone can be an expert when prices are rising. It's when prices are falling you get to discover who are the real experts. And the ones who are saying, oh, just hold, just hold, just hold, are usually saying that because they're worried that their own investment's going to disappear away and they've got a vested interest. With all of that in mind, and going back to the old, I don't offer financial advice, the only opinion I would offer is that when I compare the performance I've had through any altcoins and compared it against Bitcoin, over time, Bitcoin has always outperformed all of them. So, you know, I track about 20 altcoins that I've bought small amounts of, And when you do a relative rate of growth of Bitcoin price, and then you compare the rate of growth of these altcoins, Bitcoin has consistently outperformed all of them. And it's almost at the point where you go, well, you might be able to make some short-term gains. I mean, obviously, you know, if you go into SHIB or DOGE at the right time, you're going to make thousands of percent. That's phenomenal, but it's opportunistic. As Ellen said, it's just a matter of timing it right.
It's a pyramid scheme, basically,
Yeah,
especially the deflationary coins are pyramid schemes.
Which is fine as long as you know where you are on the pyramid.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I think on one of the Facebook groups earlier on, someone was asking about could anyone recommend Telegram groups that share price alerts about what to buy and what to sell? And I just sent a quick note back to say most Telegram alerting news groups operate on it's typically was it gold, silver, bronze, and platinum members, where first of all the platinum members decide which coin they're going to pump, and they put some money into that at a ridiculously low price. Then they tell the gold members that this is the coin to get. Then they tell the silver members this is the coin to get. Then they tell the bronze members this is the coin to get. And each of those levels are paying a different amount of membership fee every month for the exclusive alert of what's going to happen. So by the time you're down to the bronze or free member, you're the one who's the sucker type thing. So I'd just say watch out. But yeah, my thing is that, you know, Bitcoin seems to be the easiest one. And as you,
Bitcoin's boring. You can't do anything with it. Just
I think Bitcoin is good for day trading. You know, if you're into that kind of stuff, it just moves.
It's sort of nice to just keep one Bitcoin and just let it sitting there and not do anything with it. And then once you retire, you probably
I've got some friends with one Bitcoin. I said, oh, if it's going up, then you need to sell, and then a week later you can buy double back. And he doesn't. He's just holding it. He bought it for $100, and he's just holding it. He's probably lost his wallet.
I just feel like for it to double, you know, a lot of the coins will probably triple or quadruple, you know,
exactly.
Just double, and it'll be more secure. But
what I find as well is that the amount of time and effort that you have to put into monitoring and tracking things is probably disproportionate to the value you get out. You know, I've dabbled at day trading and I've made a reasonable amount in a day, but when you look back to how much you've made and how much risk you've exposed your capital to, and then you work out how many hours of effort you've put in, it's like, you know what, it's not worth the effort. You know, unless you're trading what $20,000 to $50,000 per day in some way, the percentage you're going to get through scalp trades or whatever is a few percent. So, you know, you might earn 2% on that, but you've exposed $20,000. And you work out the maths on that. It's like, well, I could just go and work, you know, and get a job. And I always do
have to work.
I do say to people, one of the best things you can do is every so often, instead of buying a cup of coffee, just take that money, stick it away somewhere, and then every so often just buy a bit more crypto. And that way, in 10 years' time, if it's suddenly gone to $1 million, then great, that's your mortgage paid off. And if it's gone to zero, you've missed out on a few cups of coffee.
That's true. Yeah.
No big deal.
Sometimes, you know, every time I go to spend it, should I actually get a coffee from Greg's or Starbucks? Like, no, I can actually save to buy some more crypto. So it starts to get addicted to it, which is a.
But it is quite a nuisance to put money into the crypto sphere, isn't it? It's you know, I had a Halifax bank. It didn't want to know. So I had to actually get another bank account that did allow me to send it to Binance so that I could send it to the Binance Smart Chain or to PancakeSwap and do stuff with it. So you wouldn't just do it like, a tenner a week. You want big chunks of money in one go, don't you?
Yeah.
That's right, because otherwise, if you put £10 in and you're spending £7.50 on transaction fees,
exactly,
you've just lost 75%. So it's going to have to go up tenfold for you to get your money back, type thing.
Yeah.
Well, that's fun. So whereabouts is everybody around the world then? Are you all in the UK?
Yes.
I'm in Maidenhead. I'm around the corner.
You're my neighbour then. You live down
I
the road.
am,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm
in Enfield in North London.
Sorry, both you, T and Paolo, you're both in London, did you say?
Yes.
Birmingham.
Where,
So-
sorry?
Midland. I'm from Midlands in the UK.
Okay.
In Birmingham. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah. No, it's always interesting because some weeks we get people on from the States or the Netherlands or Germany. Occasionally we get them on, and then other times we get quite a few people around the London area, certainly. And with this being the Books Crypto Club, and Books is actually Buckinghamshire, not books as in the money. That's kind of a key thing on. Yeah.
I was
No,
worried you wouldn't accept me because I'm from another county, even though I'm 5 minutes down the road.
You can join now. It's all right. I've opened it up.
Okay, good.
Yeah. No, if anyone isn't a member, I run a meetup group, which is what this was based on, which is Books Crypto Club. Yeah, because we used to meet every Sunday in the local Starbucks, and then when COVID kicked in, I just took this online and we run it virtually now, and anyone can join. So that's kind of good.
Yeah.
So we've got 10 minutes left. So any other questions from people?
I would like to ask what everyone's prediction is for Bitcoin by the end of 2021. I know that it's the bull run now, and where do you see Bitcoin going, guys? Where do you see it hitting?
70 maybe, not more.
Yeah. There's the ETF talks, so I think that's going to push the price a bit more. But apparently, like people selling Christmas, and I think because of it's near Christmas time, people just might take profits out and might help just push the price
true.
down.
I'm just fed up with all those YouTubers that have then these faces like, and then it says, oh, Bitcoin mega crash or mega bull run, or this altcoin's going to make you 1,000 times. Yeah, exactly. And I always watch them, and then I already have that one. It's done nothing,
So
but I know that they get paid for that. They get sponsored. They get like a free airdrop for so many, and yeah, it does usually go up 10 times, and then they quickly sell it, and then it tanks again.
So are you saying for my YouTube thumbnails, I shouldn't have it where I'm going?
No. I have all my whole list of YouTube channels that I follow. It's like
I'm gonna do a screen capture now of me going. In fact, if we do that, all four of us go like that. Can we do a screenshot of that? I'll use it. Go for it. Yeah.
Glasses off.
Excellent. Thank you for that. No, you're right. There is loads of hype and that kind of thing. So, Tia, I guess to offer my opinion, because Ellen was talking about 70, and Paolo, what were you offering?
Yeah, I'll imagine something like that, maybe 70, 75.
Yeah,
but it might come down before the year end.
I was going to say I'm going to offer the most negative one, because I have a feeling, and I've got no proof, and as a data person, it really irks me to say I've got no evidence of this, but I'll offer an opinion. But I have a feeling we're about to have a repeat of 2017.
Okay.
And I think we've been seeing Bitcoin coming up nicely. And I just have a feeling that means a load more people are going to come into it. As Paolo says, there's the whole ETF side of things in the States that's about to kick in. I think loads of people are going to go, yeah, let's go in. We're all going to pile in. And then I think it's going to crash again. Now, what it crashes to this time, I don't know. It might be 50, it may be lower, whatever. And then in 2022, I think we're going to see a significant amount of regulation kicking in by the SEC, the FCA, any of the regulators with 3 or 4 letters in it. And that is then going to lead to an explosion in price. And the reason I say that is because once crypto is regulated, that then means that hedge funds, pension funds, asset managers can all allocate a percentage of the holdings into regulated instruments. And if crypto is then regulated, that then allows them to move in. At the moment, the crypto market is worth, I think it's $2.3 trillion, thereabouts, which actually compared to the traditional finance market is tiny. It's not a block. So if you imagine if all these hedge fund managers can suddenly put 5% of their reserves into crypto, I think you're going to see the market cap of crypto at a zero. When that happens, then you're going to see some serious price growth. So my prediction, and I'm bound to be wrong because I haven't got my own Caribbean island, I haven't got my own private jet, I haven't got a yacht, well, I don't like sailing anyway, is that I think it's going to drop away and then it's going to grow rapidly next year.
So I should put some money ready when it dumps so that I can buy some, and you are probably best off buying some Bitcoin then.
Well, let me know what
or
you decide.
Ethereum.
Let me know what you decide on, Ellen, so that I can make sure I do the opposite.
Yeah,
I'm one of us kind of. So
yeah.
So T, it really does come down to, I always say to people, with crypto, it's only going to do one of three things. It's either going to go up, down, or sideways. And no one really knows which it's going to be. And to date, it's never behaved exactly the way you would expect it to. You know, I thought crypto with COVID, COVID, world collapse, chaos, tragedy, blah, blah, blah. I thought crypto was going to go up, and it didn't. And I also thought oil prices were going to rocket up as well, and they didn't, they collapsed. So I got that wrong as well. So maybe you need to get a collection of what everyone thinks, get the collective view, and then choose the opposite of that, because you're probably not going to be far wrong. So I hope that helps.
Yes, it definitely did. Thank you guys, appreciate it.
But it does come back to where I keep saying to people of, only put in as much as you can afford to lose.
Yeah.
And then if it comes up ahead, then brilliant. You do really nicely. And if it doesn't, you've not lost.
I wish I'd taken more risk with BSC pad earlier on. I wish I'd gone for one level up, and I would have been raking it in, but now I don't. So.
Yeah, but if you think it's a little bit like people who go fishing, where it's always, oh, you should have been here yesterday, or it's going to be really good tomorrow. It's the same with crypto. That you've always got this thing of, I wish I'd have put into that, or I wish I hadn't.
Yeah. I was just too conservative.
What was that, Paolo?
Like so many different tokens just went up like a 25%. I think every day was a different token. Like I think we had Chilizy, some ADA went up as well. Like then one day was DOT, one day was. So you never know what's going to go up. Just look into a project that you believe in and kind of like just hold on to it.
You're right.
That's why I'm much more mining, because in a way you kind of like have the consistent like a return of investment, so it's a upfront investment, but then it's like a passive income with mining. And there's a lot of the ways, not just proof of work and a proof of stake as well. There's proof of coverage, how they had for Helium, and some other ones, which the Planet Watch as well, which I'm very, very big fan.
And I think that's a good point as well, that there are ways of making money in crypto without necessarily trading in it. Because you look at the moment, the Bitcoin price charts, and I know people who can put like 200-day moving averages and rising triangles and descending head and shoulders and all sorts of stuff.
Oh yes, I've learned all that.
Yeah, and they're all very, very good at demonstrating that what's already happened was going to happen. They're not very good at predicting what's going to happen next. So I think that, Paolo's right, that looking at different ways of earning, whether it's yield farming, mining, or whatever, is probably a good option. Definitely on that. So,
I think I've got virtually everything that I have is staked at the moment. So I'm earning better than interest rates are. So.
Well, this is the thing, isn't it? I did a presentation to it was a group of Russian family wealth officers a while ago, and we were talking about crypto, and I was talking about how it was at that stage. I think Bitcoin was going up about 1% per week. And I said, so that's kind of okay. And they said 1% a week, we're happy with 1% a year.
Exactly.
Yeah. So you know, you look at how much your interest rate is on your deposit account. If you can beat that, you're kind of in on that. So
I mean, most of the
Yeah, one-
APRs are 100%, so that's doubles your money in a year. So that's amazing.
exactly right. Right, folks, it's 8 o'clock UK time. So I'm going to close this off now and say thank you very much for coming along tonight. And it was first time for all of you. So I hope you got some value out of it. For people who are watching the recording afterwards, hope you've enjoyed it as well. Do click on the subscribe, like, blah, 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 YouTube stuff. Hope you've all enjoyed it. Do come again.
Yeah.
And thanks a lot for sharing your experience or lack of experience. Right, folks, have a good one. Go and scare some people now.
Cheers, Dory. Thank you.
Bye now. Bye.
Bye.